United Nations diplomats have agreed to meet with the GLA in Kabara City near the hydroelectric dam. The president believes the GLA cannot be trusted, and we have been placed on standby
So apparently the
security
president
alert.
doesn't trust these moderate rebels. I mean, it's not like they've been doing anything bad.
Right. It's not like we've been waging a war upon them for a while now.
Yeah, a war on terror, if you will.
Secure all sectors.
You'd think they would really be able to pay more attention. Like, you could totally see a car bomb drive right behind that guy.
Yep. Oh, here he comes. Oh no.
Oh no, the faceless, nameless UN negotiator.
They blew up the president.
Well, it said it was a UN negotiator, so it's
Oh.
not like president, yeah. So this is just some dude
Raptor here. I've got tone. Fox one.
from the UN. Like, nobody knows who he was, what his rank was.
Fireman.
This game is just so generic sometimes.
You don't need details when there's terrorists to kill.
Yeah, it's like, these guys are terrorists, they're like, your generic Islamic type. You don't need to establish their character, people know they're bad guys, people know they want to kill them.
You can tell they're bad guys because they're green.
GLA forces eliminated.
I wonder if they actually paid attention or like intended some symbolism here, because usually green is like the color of Islam, or
General,
symbolizes
UN
Islam
envoy has been killed.
on
DMZ is hot.
like flags
GLA
of
are trying to establish a base
various
on the other side of the river.
Middle Eastern
We must
countries.
find a way to destroy
So I wonder if they consciously chose that color,
Frequencies open.
or if it's just you know, some random thing.
Well, I'm pretty sure they consciously chose the color of red for China. And blue seems like a pretty good color for the US, so... Oh, maybe.
Special forces here. Need a point, man? Army's elite.
Oh yeah, well then those are, I mean, pretty well established stereotypes, and Islamic terrorists don't really have a color associated with them normally. So here are the way where to spend my point. It's like all these choices are kind of meh.
Got my missile launcher
And,
construction.
we can build a detention camp,
Missile launcher right here.
and
Good area.
where we can go and waterboard
Here.
prisoners.
Sounds like a good time.
Got my missile
Yeah,
launcher.
however, one thing we cannot build for this mission is the building that gives the US infinite money, and that's gonna bite me in the ass later on.
The supply drop station.
Proceeding to target zone. Let's give him an
Do you think
Yeah.
the different difficulties, do you think they modify the amount of money that's on the map?
I don't know. Maybe.
That'd be an interesting way of increasing the difficulty.
It would be, actually. Pretty subtle, too.
Yeah.
There's actually a money crate in between those buildings. I zoomed by several times, and it's not really hard to notice.
Air cover's on the way.
And hey, these guys are building these buildings up from the ground. So here I decide,
The field.
let's help them with that a bit.
Got their position. Let's give nav system set. Search and clear.
And they don't really have much in the way of anti-air.
Projects. What do you got?
It's the perfect time to take them down. Uh-oh.
Let's take this one.
Yeah, unfortunately these Comanches don't really,
We're going in.
aren't really that tough. So they can't really take that punishment too well.
Poor pilot.
Jumping in.
Yeah, and the funny thing is the AI is not actually scripted to rebuild that base.
How about a show of force?
It's only scripted to build the buildings once at the very beginning, and after that it's not gonna try to rebuild them. So by destroying the construction site,
Blow 'em wide open.
We actually prevented the GLA base from being built in the first place.
Well, there we go.
Clearing terrain.
Yeah, so that suicide run was totally worth it.
Take out a whole base for the price of 2
Special
Comanches.
forces here. Take the building. Secure
I
and
call that a
occupy.
good trade.
Take the building.
Well, yeah, especially if it's like right at the beginning, and you can do pretty much whatever you want now.
I want to blow
Does
something up.
is the so
It'll be
I'm
a
assuming
nice
the
view.
map expands,
Army's elite. Reporting.
and then you have more to kill.
Spoilers, it does.
Okay. So,
There's a gimmick to it.
yeah, what triggers the expansion, or will we find out?
Need a point?
Well, it's just destroying the initial base.
Oh, okay.
Crusader tank responding.
Yeah, so now I can actually take my time, build up my base, build up my forces.
Yeah.
Since I won't have any incoming attacks.
You have plenty of time to build up unmolested, and then once you have a good force to just roll in, you can finish off the base, and then immediately head off to the next one.
Pretty much, although I was playing this at like
Proceeding to target zone.
at around midnight, 1 a.m. And I didn't really remember much about this mission, only some vague things, and I didn't do any practice runs.
So you didn't do that then?
Well, I did think of it later on,
In my field of fire.
but you just keep that in mind, because this mission features some rather suboptimal play on my part, and it ended up probably like 10 minutes longer than it really should have been. And yeah, here I remembered something about the way the map expands that made me think maybe it's not such a great idea to leave these guys there. And yeah, as I mentioned before, there's this money crate down there, and
Upgrade complete.
Army's elite.
I actually thought multiple times about collecting it, but then I always go like, nah, not worth a bother.
Yep.
Now, how long has it been since you've played through this game?
Last time was around the time Zero came out. That was like, what, 2004, 5?
Yeah, so it's been a decade.
around a decade, yeah.
Got my missile launcher right here.
So it's understandable if you don't remember everything.
Yeah, although some of the other mistakes I make are not so understandable.
Got my missile launcher right here.
Frequencies open.
Like, for example, fortifying the city, because I expect the enemy to attack like this base and whatnot, but yeah, we'll just see what happens to
Always
that.
prepared.
I'll fire at anything.
What's the mission, sir?
Let's go in that building.
Ready for action.
Building our shrubberies, I see.
What's the mission, sir? Need a point, man?
You know, just doing some landscaping.
I got the goods. We're out of supplies over
Heavy
here.
armor ready for action.
And yeah, the strategy center, this is the first time we can build it. It's the tech building, like the equivalent of the palace and the propaganda center for the US. And the thing it does is you can initiate one of several strategies,
Wanna make some
and
improvements?
it will both change the strategy center itself and provide a passive boost to all your units. So for example, if you use bombardment, like I always do, what it does is makes all your units do 20% more damage, and the strategy center deploys a howitzer.
Yeah, I think bombardment is the one that I always used
Excellent
as
work,
well.
sir. We now have control of
Yeah, like the
sides.
other ones will actually deploy sandbags and whatnot, and remember this gimmick?
Dams?
It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while since we destroyed a dam in a cutscene.
This game has got to hold like the award for most dams destroyed. This is the third one we're on?
Yeah, the third one, each campaign had at least one dam destroyed. And that guy did not choose the right direction to flee
No,
into.
he did not. He was staying ahead of it very impressively though.
So, yeah, this is the gimmick
General, our
for
main base
this
is now
map.
cut off from the GLA. I have
You
arranged
get
for
cut
troops
off
to
from your
bring
main
in dozers.
base,
You must try to
and
establish a new base and destroy
what
the
would have
GLA
been
before they
sensible
commit
at this.
more
Yeah, the thing
atrocities.
is,
Our
I
new
ran out
objective
of
is
money
located
on
unit
my
on
main
the
side
line
of the
next to
map,
the dam. The base is ringed with
and
networks and stinger sites.
I don't have enough
With
money
both
to build
land
another
and air
supply
roads
depot on
covered,
the other
you'll
side
need
of
to
the
fight
river.
smart to break through.
Well then. That box is still down there though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's unreachable, and hey, Scott Storm. So here I made the spontaneous decision to that my Raptors would use the A-10 as cover,
Yeah.
and while the air defense is busy shooting them down, the Raptors can do a little kamikaze run.
Did it work?
But alas, it almost worked,
Oh.
but not quite. And yeah, the AI does not waste any time attacking you.
They don't.
This cost me most of my tanks right there.
Construction.
And there go my Comanches too.
On your command. Anywhere you say, sir.
You made them mad by attacking their Scud Storm. Or at least trying to.
That might actually be possible. Like the AI is triggered by this sort of thing sometimes. It's like you attack them and then the AI switches from being docile to attack mode. But on the upside, I finally have enough money to build another supply depot.
Always ready.
That'll make those
Anything to drive?
return
Find me a
trips a lot shorter.
Armor detail.
Yeah,
Fortunately,
And,
it was the helicopters anyway. I imagine it would be a lot harder to get that money if it was a worker going back and forth from there.
I would have had to restart the mission at that point.
Army's elite. Heading out.
And yeah, the other thing is that I still have all those units garrisoning the buildings and those paladin
General,
tanks.
some Patriot missiles. Our
And
base is
I
now
really
under
should be ferrying them.
Good area.
Should be ferrying them over by this point. But I don't think about that for some reason.
Search and destroy.
And yeah, there's the Scud Storm.
detected.
Going up.
Heavy armor ready
Army's
for
elite.
action.
Which
On the
we've
go.
seen plenty of times already.
That one's done. Lay in the foundation.
You know, it's just the old annoying thing
Blades in motion.
that the game likes to throw at you every now and again.
Yeah. Now on
Always
super
prepared.
weapons, I believe this is you can build more than one super weapon of the same type, right?
Oh yeah, you totally can, and I totally do that later on.
And this is the first Command and Conquer game I think that lets you do that.
Something for everyone. Right
Clean
Is it?
loaded.
I
Sniper here.
Yeah, actually, I think you're right. Yeah, it's the first one. By the way, Chinooks can transport vehicles.
somehow tanks just
Well,
drive into it.
Blades in motion.
Oh yeah, the whole driving into it thing is kind of silly, but in real life they can like
Pick them up.
have them yeah, in a net below the helicopter and carry them around. So it's not entirely unfounded.
What's the I kind of wonder for the real life counterpoint of those things. What's the weight limit they can carry?
They won't notice me.
I'm gonna go and ask my good old friend the Wikipedia.
Got a clear shot.
And goddamn barrel bombs again.
Gunship reporting in.
Oh, are
Luckily
they?
for me,
They're back to haunt you.
yep. Yeah, they mine the entrances to their
Army's elite.
base, so I can't take out those stinger sites with my snipers because you know, barrel bombs.
Yeah.
Special forces here.
Can't go around them.
Confirmed.
Who's signing for this?
No, they mine the entire entrance.
Taking new
Well,
position.
darn.
Is there a threat? Protecting our people.
And those guys don't know anything about personal space.
Taking new position.
Unit lost.
Just clipping into each other. And then the splash damage from the flashbangs kills 2 rangers.
How about a show of force?
And by the way, by now you might have noticed if you looked at the minimap, there's actually another area revealed down up in the
No one's looking.
upper left, upper right corner, I mean. That's something I did not notice due to aforementioned circumstances.
Long-range ballistics.
And
Armor detail reporting.
basically, what's up there is 2 oil rigs.
Cruise missiles ready.
And, you know, the oil rigs that provide you $200 every 2 seconds
Yeah.
Unit
forever.
lost.
A not
I'll be
insignificant
your
amount of
spy.
money.
Sniper here.
Yeah,
Notice me.
missing those was kind of a blunder on my part. Because I've decided I'm gonna go this route because the other route has all these rocket buggies and tunnel networks, so why bother, you know?
Right. What
Except that's the route. You were saying?
what units do you have that can detect stealth?
The Pathfinders.
Okay, so can they not shoot and trigger the barrels?
In the field.
Uh,
Operation underway.
they can see them, but they can't actually fire at them because they have sniper rifles.
Oh. Seems odd.
How about a show of force?
Well,
Unit
those are some
lost.
pretty well armored barrels.
Guess so.
On your command.
Yeah, but yeah, you can see
Identity.
the use of the Paladin tank. I don't think I specifically ever talked about it, but its gimmick is that it has a little laser cannon on the top of the turret. And what it does is every time somebody fires a rocket into the vicinity of the Paladin tank or infantry units get close to it, it will use the laser to fire at it.
Armor detail reporting.
And as you can see, it's really good against like Stinger sites. Like if you have multiple Paladin tanks attacking a Stinger site, they're pretty much invisible or invincible.
Right.
Standing by for coordinates.
Seems to work pretty well.
Detail reporting.
Is there a cooldown on that laser shot?
Unit lost.
Yes, there is. So it's not like you just become completely impervious to missiles.
Right.
And the Pathfinders have some issues with the slope, which is why those RPG guys managed to actually take. And hey, Scott Storm, remember that thing?
Yep.
Unit lost.
Shit.
Because I actually forgot about it by that point.
Seems like they got better at targeting the super weapons in the brutal
Crusader
difficulty
tank
too.
responding.
Oh, just you wait until the next mission.
Miss. Sniper here.
Yeah, so like I said, the slope is kind of an issue, so I just wanna take them, have them take out, and hey, where do these guys come from?
Unit lost.
Yeah, that's gonna be an issue, isn't it?
Yeah, they're actually keeping you on your toes here.
Yeah, mostly because normally what happens is the AI pushes with its attacks in the same direction as you push into their base. So your units are just gonna hold off their units and you don't really have to worry much about base defense. But since it's the brutal AI, it's actually gonna send troops around on different paths. So that's why you
Frequencies open.
actually have to keep your base defended.
You're armed and ready. Tomahawk
And
systems
that guy just keeps firing at that Stinger side even though he can do no damage at all to it.
Out of the shadows.
Gunship reporting in.
Do the
The annoying thing is sometimes you have like actual infantry run up and they just keep firing on the Stinger side.
Yeah.
So you kinda gotta babysit them.
Do the
Crusader tank
when
responding.
they're
In the field.
fully promoted, your units, do they get extra
Visibility
attacks, or do they just do more damage? Like
Gunship reporting
extra weapons or supercharged attacks, or do they just do more damage?
Frequency's open.
They get extra effects sometimes, like the Comanches. Their machine gun actually turns red if they are at full veterancy. But
Coordinates. Adjusting for wind current.
there's no stuff like you know, the free launcher from Red Alert, where it gets a little nuke.
Base is being
Right.
attacked.
Yeah, those were badass. I used
Yeah, you could see there the Comanche had a little red rocket trail.
yeah. I was wondering if the Pathfinders had anything like that.
I'll be your spotter.
No, they don't get any like Jarman Kell style vehicle sniping or anything like that, even though that would be cool.
It would be super stealth or something like that.
Yeah, like normally they are only stealth when standing still, like if they were also stealth when moving.
They become a tree
have
instead of
actually-
a shrubbery.
Armor detail reporting.
Oh yeah, that's it, how you tell the difference.
And they turn into a Mirage tank.
I see everything.
Yeah, all their shots just set things on fire.
How about a show for
Yeah, it's not like that would even be that unreasonable, considering incendiary ammo is actually a thing for sniper rifles.
Right.
armor detail reporting.
Missile guidance set.
And yeah, at this point, I actually lost most of my attack force, but the one tank, the Tomahawks, and the snipers are actually all that I need to clear out the rest of the base.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really have much left to attack you with either, so... They do have that Scudstorm, though, and it looks like you're going for that.
Hidden identity.
Yeah, I noticed that it has a... But it's like at a minute, and I make that a priority target, but here's the problem with the whole, you know, staggering Tomahawk things. So you gotta, you know, need to pay attention to make sure that it's that they're firing in sync, and I was not paying attention.
Sniper here.
Well, fortunately, you do have the shrubbery there to take out the Stinger site. Now we just have to hope that you destroy it in
I'll
15
be your
seconds.
spotter. Out of the shadows.
Spoilers, I don't.
Ah,
And hey, a bunch of vehicle hijackers just hanging out.
Warning, Scudstorm launched.
I do actually. Yeah, apparently I do take it out. Like, they were on the verge of firing it. Like, you could already hear the Scudstorm launched message.
yeah, I heard that. That's why it's like, oh no. But
Yeah, yeah. Apparently it must have been going through the attack animation, and this is what gets what you know, torturing a bunch of POWs does. It reveals the entire map to us.
I'll be your spotter.
well, I guess that makes sense in a
Armor ready for action.
sort of way.
Round.
They're revealing all their positions to you.
Comanche here.
Yeah, because you know, they are psychically linked to their GLA brethren.
All part of the cause.
New construction.
Your cause is actually being psychic.
As they ascend to
Frequency's open. Cruise missiles ready.
being psychically linked.
On your command. Pilot of the U.S.
And here I decide I have this pilot, I'm not doing anything with him. It's kind of a waste sending him into a Tomahawk that already has some veterancy. But you know, it's more of a waste to just let him sit around doing nothing.
Notice me.
Yeah, he was sitting there for quite a while.
Rocket pods are now available, sir.
This
Yeah, just hanging out.
Probably getting bored.
Yeah, should have brought a deck of cards.
proceeding to target zone.
Played some
Or since this is-
solitaire.
Heavy fire.
You're,
Pre-cell.
are you... You know, since this was the future and all, he probably just pulled out his smartphone and started playing phone
There you
games.
go, Angry Birds.
Wake 'em up.
Hidden identity.
And at that point I actually remembered, wasn't there a Scud Storm that launched? And I figured, why not see what it actually hit, but yeah. As we saw, that didn't actually launch.
They won't notice me.
Which is, yeah, I mean, that's still pretty crazy that
Got a clear
it had the message that it launched, but it didn't launch.
Well, yeah, the thing is that it has a animation it's gotta play.
Yeah, but it's a nice forethought on the side of the developers that the weapon doesn't actually launch until the animation plays through.
I'll be your
Well,
spotter.
it only makes sense, I mean.
It does.
Armor detail reporting.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, like I said in the previous mission, for some reason the designer behind the US campaign really insisted that we destroy everything on the map to win the
It's
mission.
because the U.S. does things 100%. They don't do things half-assed.
Hope no one's looking.
Crusader tank responding.
Yeah, even though it means making the player do a bunch of tedious shit.
100%.
100% tedium.
You have to get all those tunnel networks.
Yeah, all of them. And that Stinger site, which is the only reason I can't just send my Comanches to do everything. And this is also about the time when I realized, hey, there's those oil rigs I could have totally captured.
In the field.
But it's too late for that because by this point I actually ran out of money. You can see I'm at $200 now.
You don't have any,
Heavy armor ready for action.
Yeah, the supply depot I have is empty. I mean, I technically have the other one from the GLA base now, but
On your
at
command.
this point it doesn't really matter.
Blow 'em wide open.
And what are those raptors doing? I told them to attack those tunnel networks. Like, you saw it, I sent them to patrol the area near the tunnel networks and they just decide, no, we're gonna attack the Stinger site.
maybe the Stinger site and its infinite range on air units had range on them back there, and they went over to kill it.
This one's mine.
Yeah, I did notice that the AI, or the patrol AI, seems to have some kind of prioritization, like they will go after certain targets first.
Just does what it wants, really.
Yeah, it's not so much an order and more of a suggestion.
You are victorious.
Four to 1 kill ratio, that's pathetic.